Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this program, Our Moments with God, our moments with the Word of God, our moments with the love, mercy, and compassion of God, our moments with the holy ones of God who often show us what really God's mercy is like and who have deeply experienced themselves the mercy and compassion of God and who have tried to share the Word of God and the mercy of God, sometimes through their very deep conversion. And I will tell you about one of those such saints today. And not to forget to turn your attention to yourself, as I am trying to turn the attention on my inner self and see where I stand in my spiritual journey. And I invite you also to be co-missionaries with me by sharing the videos with others. And please, when you share the video, also write some comments so that the artificial intelligence tells us that when you like the video and comment, it reaches more people. I don't know how it works, but that's how they tell us. And that's why I hear most of the YouTubers in the end or in the beginning, they say, please share the videos, like the videos, and write your comments. So this may help also. Thank you. Today I'm standing here in the library in the midst of many books because today the saint that we celebrate of the name's day of is Saint Teresa Benedicta of the Cross, a Carmelite discalced martyr of the Catholic Church. And she was known as Edith Stein and was canonized only a few years ago. She was born in 1891 and died in 1942. But this is a very interesting story about her. And I will tell you what the meaning of these books in the background is. But first of all, let's remember that she was born as a Jew, a Jewess. Being a lady, she would be called a Jewess. So she was already at the age of 14, according to her. She had lost faith even in her practice of Judaism. She was not a very pious girl. Her mother was and remained till the end a very pious Jewish woman. And Edith Stein came to be very interested in books and in studies. And she studied philosophy and a lot of things to do with education. She went to the university, was the pupil of one famous philosopher called Edmund Husserl, or Husserl, depending on how you pronounce it, who was a professor of philosophy, particularly phenomenology. But that's not very important. What is important is that this person who had lost complete faith, then later on, as she was also teaching in the university, teaching in schools, and then was also doing other things, got to start reading some lives of Ignatius of Loyola and some other saints, including John of the Cross, and got little interested in the Bible, but was not yet quite convinced of it, but got interested in reading the Bible more and more. Even remember, she was an intellectual. She was completely busy with the books and, searching more philosophical questions and why are we here? What are we doing? Why has God made human beings? What do human beings do and what can they achieve, etc.? But all those philosophical questions. And remember, many of the philosophers did not have deep faith. Yes, because they were only busy rationalizing and working with reason, had little to do with faith. But with Edith Stein, despite being a Jew woman, she got interested first in Protestantism because she had some friend as Protestants, but then she came across these saints, and then one day she picked up the book on Saint Teresa of Avila, a Carmelite nun. You remember Teresa of Avila, very famous Carmelite nun who brought about a lot of changes and reforms in the church. She read this book, she picked it up in the evening, in the night, and read the book through the night. And by morning, she was convinced that here lies the truth in the Catholic faith. Although she had a lot of contacts with Protestants and Protestantism, she finally found that the total truth in Christianity is found in the Catholic Church. This is the discovery of a Jewish woman who was interested in books. I find it very fascinating. You know why? Because during my own studies of my PhD, I was on the verge of losing faith. Yes, I'm telling you frankly, not just my priesthood, I was on the verge of losing my faith. I'm telling you very frankly. I'm very glad that I have stood all that test and I'm still standing here before you preaching the word of God, because like Edith Stein, I discovered again the existence of God, the love of God, which is what I keep on saying in the beginning of the program. And of course, now treasure my priesthood much more, and this vocation, this ministry of preaching the word of God. Yesterday, we celebrated the feast of the great preacher, Saint Dominic, who went around whole of Europe, up and down, already in the 13th century, preaching the word of God. And one more thing about Edith Stein is that she is the co-patron of Europe. There are 6 patrons of Europe, including Saint Benedict and Saint Catherine of Siena. And the other day also we had Saint Birgit of Sweden and etc. And she is one of the co-patrons of Europe. There is great thing to discover about Edith Stein, who was canonized by Pope John Paul II. I'm sure you would be interested more to learn about her, and please share the videos with others and write your comments and also like. Thank you.